is going on? What is going on these days with social media and the whole world hating every big film that is releasing? I have no clue. First Marakkar got degraded to the next level, and now Pushpa. What exactly is causing this hate? Let's discuss Pushpa the Rise today. This is the big movie starring Allu Arjun, the much awaited movie, especially because of his national fame and national success and national fan following in all regions, including the major Hindi belt. And finally, this movie releases. It has Dhananjaya from the Kannada film industry, Fahadh Faasil from the Malayalam film industry, Rashmika Mandanna, the Universal star, and directed by a great director like Sukumar, with a very unique story, very unique characterization for Allu Arjun. He's not the typical stylish star dancing, acting, and doing these crazy over the top elite things. He's completely transformed into a total raw local character and has given up that sort of stardom, good looks, all of that for a performance in this movie, in a story that is not set in big cities, NRI location, villains coming off of the helicopter, dialogues and illogical sequences. It is set in the forests and the red sandalwood smuggling background, with very local goons, very local syndicate politics going on, and of course a 3 hour long entertaining journey which could have been trimmed. But why is this hate so strong for Pushpa? Let's talk about the movie. I watched this movie. Yes, it is 3 hours long, but during those 3 hours from start to finish, other than a couple portions, I did not feel this movie was dragging at all. I did not feel that this is slow. I did not feel that I was bored and like, let's move on. I didn't feel any of those things. Of course, in any action movie, even if it is a 1 hour action movie, I personally feel that if action sequences are extended too much and not really moving forward and just stylized for no reason, I get bored. Likewise, in Pushpa, there is a sequence where his head is covered and most of it is in slow motion and capturing those slow frames. I got a little bored during that sequence. But that doesn't mean that the entire 3 hour film was a drag, that the entire 3 hour film was absolutely boring. I just don't get that particular feedback on this movie. But however, let's address something in a different way. Was the writing a little non creative and dated? Yes, sure it was. It was still not as unique as we expected to be, as 2021 as we expected to be, as pan India as we expected it to be. There were not enough ups and downs in the plot. There was not enough build up for the character. He was a star from the beginning in terms of his personality and his sort of skill set. He wasn't someone that grew as the Rise. He already was someone that we knew was, going to win, so to speak, towards the end, an unstoppable force like many other movies with such superstars. So yes, the writing could have been better, and with that writing, the screenplay and the editing could have worked together to trim this down 15 minutes maybe. And I'm not blaming the technical side of it. This is all on Sukumar sir's vision and what he wanted to present. But nevertheless, we have to look at some of the good things here. Allu Arjun, his first pan India launch, such a big budget film in 2 parts, I think it's just 2 parts for now, is not doing those starry things. He's not wearing that suit with extremely stylized hair, foreign locations, great stylized costumes and all of that. His song, dance to the next level, comedy forced in there. All that is not happening. And at the same time, he is giving an actual performance. There were so many scenes where I was thoroughly impressed because he was giving that vulnerable performance when someone went into his past. Suddenly, he immediately changed in a split second from being sort of a ruffian to a very sensitive little emotional human being. And those kind of things were very well done. Those kind of things, his performance was absolutely stunning, and he carried the entire film on his own shoulders. The other actors in there, Dhananjay, Sunil, Ajay Ghosh, even Fahadh Faasil, who comes in the last 30 minutes, fantastic performances. What a treat to watch these actors doing all these roles that are just incredible, and they're contributing so much to the film with their very strong supporting characters. These are characters I can remember for a very long time because they are so well designed. The forest locations, the red sandalwood theme, how they started off with a little tale of Japanese weddings and took it right back to this particular area where red sandalwood smuggling happens, and introduced the characters and took the story forward, and how they escalated it in the last 30 minutes with Faasil's entry, these were all very, very good things. Yes, the love story was terrible. I don't even want to address that because I think the major problem with the love story is that it exists. I don't think the love story should have existed even if it was a good love story or presented in a good way or something that was very likable. I don't think a movie like this deserves a love story to begin with, because we are highlighting a ruffian, we are highlighting a gunda, we are highlighting a totally criminal activity person deep in the forest doing absolutely trash things. He's not a hero or anything. He's just, this movie is about a bunch of bad guys doing bad things in bad places and constantly against the cops who are supposed to be the good guys here. So I didn't even expect a lot. I don't even want to address the love story because for me that itself is wrong. However good you present it, it's presented bad, sad, but if it was presented good, it still didn't have a place for that in this movie. So yes, there are some issues with the writing. Yes, there are, the music is a little weak. Yes, it is a little long, but it was a good movie in terms of just entertaining you from start to finish. Maybe people's expectations were different and I'm not really sure what they expected, but my expectations from the trailer was to have this kind of a film where there is a total bunch of bad, useless, ruthless ruffians that are the movie is based on. The cops are trying to chase them. There's sandalwood smuggling going on, how the smuggling happens, couple instances and fight scenes in the forest, the rise of Pushpa as a normal person who wants to get and grow in the syndicate. This was my expectation of the film and it definitely did that. Now one more thing it could have done better was to introduce Fahadh a little earlier, because that is when the fun started. That is when the actual sort of, you felt like there's someone who can clash with Allu Arjun, someone who can really give it to him, and that hero villain takkar, although there is no hero in that instance, but whatever, the two people's male ego clash, that was fun to watch. And that happened a little too late. It happened at a point in time where I felt like the movie was actually over and now we are beginning to get into the sequel. And so all those things could have been better handled. It doesn't mean this film is perfect from what I'm saying. Neither does it mean that the film deserves that much hate. The film is fine and we have to watch part 2 to make sense of the entire film. It was an enjoyable experience for me. It was something that was different, something that was unusual for a superstar to do, something that, like many movies that I talk about, could have been better, could have done some things better, could have trimmed down a bit, could have had better music, could have had some other things going on, but it was a good, entertaining experience for 3 hours, and I'm not afraid or shy to say that I liked it. It hit my expectations. Yes, it is not going to revolutionize the Telugu film industry like Bahubali, nor it is going to revolutionize the Telugu film industry like KGF did for the Kannada film industry. It's not going to do a lot of those things. It is a good film. It's a December month. Go enjoy yourselves, have some popcorn, watch this different, unique film of Allu Arjun. I'm pretty sure most people will enjoy it if you go in with just fair expectations, go in understanding that this is all just a movie about bad guys doing bad things. And if you watch it from that lens, a lot of the things that happen in this movie make sense, and it's a very brave attempt and a brave effort. So I'm happy, I'm entertained. The last 30 minutes is killer. You're going to stand, you're going to be gripped, biting your nails in the last 30 minutes and wait for Pushpa the Rule. So I'm going with 3.5 stars for Pushpa the Rise. Let me know your thoughts on all the things that I just spoke about. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and keep watching for much, much more.